Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to MCubed. I am Harris, and today is another Movie Tuesday, or, discount movie day if you're going to a movie theater. And there are a couple movies that are in theaters this week that may be worth going to check out if you haven't seen yet. But first, let's talk about the box office of the past weekend. Get into the money side of MCube, movies, money, and Mary Jane at the moment. So, Avatar dominated, as per usual at the moment. There was a Friday haul-in of $11.4 million. On Saturday was $20.68 million. Sunday was $13.7 million. So Avatar raked in $45.78 million this past weekend. I don't have what all of these films made, I guess, grossing in total at the moment, written down just yet. But I know Avatar passed $1.7 billion, and it is at the moment the 7th highest grossing film ever, which is pretty damn cool if you ask me. Because there were so many people doubting this film, and, no reason to doubt. Howdy, Shelley. So Avatar is, of course, dominating the box office at the moment. Now, next up is Megan. Megan came in second over the weekend, but it did come in number one on Friday night. It made $11.7 million on Friday night. It also made $11.7 million on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, it made $6.99 million, which brought it to $30.39 million in total. Not too shabby for an opening weekend, especially the first opening weekend of the year. Not the best numbers in the world, but that's a damn good way to start out this year, I think. It has me excited for what 2023 can bring, because if that's how people are already willing to go sit in a movie theater right now, come on. Are movies back, you may even ask, I think they've been back for a little bit, but it's kind of just inching its way forward. And the more people that go to movie theaters, the happier I'll be. So next up, we have A Man Called Otto. Old Tom Hanks. He's in a new movie. Excuse me. I've kind of fallen out of love with Tom Hanks recently, honestly. It looks like a lot of other people have as well, because Friday he only made $1.5 million, Saturday $1.67 million, and Sunday not even $1 million at $969,785. So the total gross for the entire weekend was $4.13 million. Tom Hanks, I mean, you would expect him to make $30 million in a day, especially one of his movies that seems to be kind of not a comeback movie, but a movie he's leading, and it's not like Pinocchio. It doesn't seem like one where he just kind of, I got 30 days, 20 days, 10 days, whatever it may be. Let's film something. I'll take that check. This seemed like one that he actually put some heart into, so I was expecting more. I don't know if I actually want to see this or not yet, but we'll get to that when we talk about Movie Tuesday with Discount Day, of course. So Puss in Boots is the next movie and probably our last movie that we'll be talking about. Those are the top four: Avatar, Megan, A Man Called Otto, and Puss in Boots. And Puss in Boots did beat A Man Called Otto and came in third for the weekend. Friday, it raked in $3.36 million. Saturday, $5.97 million. And Sunday, $4.2 million to gross a total of $13.53 million, which is not too shabby. I think this is its second or third week. It's not the second week. It's got to be the third week now. And I really like this movie. I hope more people go see it, because it's not only just a really great children's movie. The animation style is different than a lot of Shrek, so it will kind of throw you off a little bit, but I don't think it's bad at all. I think it actually is good. And I could see them doing some more Shrek stuff with it. I'm always down for more Shrek stuff. Hopefully it's good. Please bring Mike Myers' career back even more than it already is. It's kind of coming back a little bit, but I love me some Mike Myers. So bring us some more Shrek. Bring us some more Eddie Murphy. Bring us some more Puss in Boots. I love it all. And if they stay at this quality, I'm a happy camper. So that's kind of the box office mainstays of this past weekend. The only new ones there were Megan and A Man Called Otto, Avatar and Puss in Boots. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. I guess Avatar, they might both be in their fourth weekends. I think Puss in Boots came out a week after Avatar. I might be wrong there. But all are doing fairly well, except A Man Called Otto. So is that, what, Tom Hanks fatigue? What do you expect? What are you thinking? I love Tom Hanks. He's always been my main screen man. Well, there you go. So it's not Tom Hanks fatigue for you, Shelley. But I kind of have a little bit. I don't know if it's just bad timing or what for A Man Called Otto, but it did do very well this past weekend. So the question is, should you go check it out on Discount Movie Tuesday? Now that, most movie theaters are doing what, $5, $7, $8 discount Tuesdays, which is better than a $16, $18, $20, $25 movie ticket most days. So I always advocate, hey, go see a movie on Tuesday evening. Would A Man Called Otto be one that to go see? Maybe, because it's cheaper. I'm not rushing to go see it. I might see it just so I can get a ticket or skip it out. But with those numbers, I don't even know if it's worth me doing a ticket or skip it on. It's Tom Hanks, so big name, but it only made $4.13 million in an entire weekend. That's kind of unheard of for Tom Hanks, honestly. Maybe not. He has done some streaming movies recently, but those streaming movies are a whole different ballpark. Well, I might not go see A Man Called Otto tonight, but I think the one that I will gravitate towards if I do go see one tonight, which I probably will. It's Movie Tuesday. I always try to. I kind of want to go see Puss in Boots again. If I can convince my friends to go see Megan, I will. But Puss in Boots is I've only seen it once so far, and it was opening premiere day, I guess, and it was great. Like I said, the animation style was a little off at first. It kind of took me a second to get there, but once I was there, I loved it. Every little bit of it since then, or every little bit of it thereafter, the whole movie was really heartfelt in a lot of ways, and that makes me happy, especially for a children's movie that could have gone awry in many, many, many different ways. It stayed grounded. Still was aloof. I mean, it's fairy tale creatures and fairy tale characters and all these different things, but it is really, really nice. Yes, come on, Shelly, come see Megan. It's so much fun. It's legitimately a good family movie. It's a good horror movie. It's a good thriller. It's a good sci-fi AI type movie. I think I talked a little bit about that on Sidetrack on Sunday. It's all of the above. I had decent expectations. I saw the PG-13 rating, kind of lowered those expectations, then I got just blown away. It was amazing. I really didn't expect it to be as good or to enjoy it as much as I did. And if I can convince my friends right around here, I'm going in a heartbeat. Hey, but if you're flying in, we're going, there's no doubt about it. But if I can't convince my people to go see Megan with me tonight, I might go hang out and do some Puss in Boots, because Puss in Boots was it's great. So I'm hopefully gonna go see Megan again either tonight, maybe sometime during the week. It's surprisingly great, and I think it's a one that more people should go out and see right now. Puss in Boots, that's a probably on me. Otto's a possibly. An Avatar, I don't know. I've seen Avatar already in 4D twice, 3D IMAX, and then in normal. So I don't feel the need to go jump and see it again right now. I've watched Avengers Infinity War like 5 times in the theater. I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once 6 times in the theater. I like going to movies a whole bunch. I don't know if I feel like since I've seen it in so many different ways, I don't know if I feel the need to go see Avatar again, although I adored every little bit of it. And I'm very much looking forward to Avatar 3, especially now that this past week, James Cameron was talking about Avatar 3 and 4. Avatar 3 with fire avatars. Yes, please. Bring me a little Avatar The Last Airbender back into my blue Avatar people, because I'm a big fan. I have a bunch of Star Wars t-shirts, but as many Star Wars t-shirts I have just as many Avatar The Last Airbender t-shirts. But looking down real quick. Just skip to some TV. Anybody watching The Bad Batch? I love The Bad Batch season 1. It's like the Clone Wars, of course, but I wouldn't say 2.0 because it kind of is advertised as Clone Wars 2.0, not necessarily, but it's great. I really like it. Some people thought season 1 was full of filler, but I think we'll get to those lessons learned in those episodes later on, because Dave Filoni always knows what he's doing for further down the road. And I'm not positive if he's actually writing this season or if he's directing a whole bunch of this season, because I know his job as a creative director is so much larger now, which is awesome. Thank you. More Dave Filoni. But I really liked the first 2 episodes where they didn't hit me, I guess, in the places I really wanted them to. I really like where the story is going. I'm intrigued. I like the age gap and the not the age gap, I guess the age up. And now that there will be a gap. So we have stuff to learn about the characters that they've been doing. I like that Tech is actually teaching Omega a lot. That's, I mean, who else is better to teach Omega than Tech, of course. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. There he is. But I'm enjoying it. I really look forward to tonight is, of course, the new episode. We're on Star Wars game day today. I'm excited. That's why, of course, I always have my Kyber crystal, but Clone Force 99, got to have the Bad Batch shirt on today. I don't really know what to expect from this coming episode, honestly. It's up in the air. I think they're probably going to get a mission from Sid. I know, I forgot Wanda Sykes' new character's name, but I bet she'll come back and they'll have some words or something like that. Don't really have too much in the way of expectations for that, but I am very excited for it. Always am. Also, thinking about it, though, tonight, I think, is the season, possibly series, but I think season finale for the new Willow show. And the Willow show, I'm iffy about. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but it's, I want to say decent. It's decent at times. It's above par at times. It's decent a good amount of the time, and then it's subpar and a good chunk of the time too. And not necessarily subpar. It's like really well done CW, but done on Disney Plus, and it's kind of like the Obi-Wan show in a lot of ways. I don't necessarily want to compare it to the Obi-Wan show, but that's the easiest thing in my mind to just compare it to off the top of my head. And there was a certain set of expectations, and I don't think those expectations were the same for Willow, of course, but the quality we got, because I mean, one of the things that killed Obi-Wan a lot was they used the volume primarily and didn't let the world feel as lived in, I guess, because the sets were smaller. They couldn't do as much with a lot, and you could just feel the budget was lowered a little bit, which isn't bad, but don't do that with Obi-Wan. Come on, and anybody besides Obi-Wan. Anyway, with Willow, I don't feel the same. I feel like they actually did well with what the amount of money they got was. I don't know if it's I think it's a writing thing. The writing, I think, is what is the thing that's just off for me, because the production values there. I think Jonathan Kasdan does all the production aspect of things, and that's great. If you ask Jonathan Kasdan to do something, he's going to do it well. But I don't know off the top of my head who is writing, or if it's like a bunch of different writers for different episodes or not. But it's iffy. It's interesting. It is like a well done CW, but I don't know if I can truly call it well done, if that makes sense. I like a lot of it. I like that they went into a bunch of magic recently, and they actually started doing some cool stuff. I don't like that it was just like super plain magic, as in like it felt like WandaVision, Harry Potter, any other kind of magic thing, the 100, that's not magic, but the Librarian, something like that. It felt like something that could have been in any of those type of shows. And, you know, with Willow, I don't think the magic felt like that back in the day. It was very subtle because it was practical. And I feel like that would have just been so much more intriguing and world defining within that narrative. And we're getting pretty generic stuff, but it's decently fun generic stuff. It's definitely that young YA, that young adult kind of feel to it, and it is a very contemporary version of fantasy. Not the best in the world, not the worst in the world. I'm enjoying it for what it is. Now, that also brings to mind another legacy TV show, I guess, if that's the right word to use. Spin-off might be a better word. but the National Treasure TV show. And I wasn't planning on watching this, but then I finally got up and watched Wednesday in the past, I guess, week and a half, and loved Wednesday, of course. Catherine Zeta-Jones coming in there, and the little bits that she is in there are fantastic. So I was like, all right, well, Catherine Zeta-Jones is in that National Treasure show a bunch. Let's see if her being in that a bunch makes that show good. So I watched it, and I guess I'm caught up now. I'm 5 episodes in. I think either tonight is the next episode or Wednesday night is the next episode. Not positive. It's weird because I like the writing whenever it's forwarding the plot. And I really like a lot of the adult characters in the show. I don't like the main cast. I think they're all good actors in their own rights, but I don't think any of them are written well. They're all the same characters, but just different chunks of a personality. I don't feel like any of them are fully realized characters, but they all have fairly good, fully realized character points. I don't know if that is due to the direction or what, but it just doesn't. When all of them are together, it feels like cheese. It's just cheesy. The second I'm like, all right, let me get through this scene. Put Catherine Zeta-Jones back on, which she's not on there super frequently, but when she is there, you can definitely feel that like elevated sense of here's an actress. And I'm not saying that the other people are not. Like I said, I think they all are really good in their own rights, but this is not the show that is shining on their talent all that much. All that being said, I generally like it. It just kind of it's there, it's not truly grabbing me. Justin Bartha came back in an episode or two ago. I think 2 episodes ago now. That I was like, all right, bring me a little more National Treasure. Get me into the good stuff. He seemed like he was going to stay a little bit more. I hope he does. Who knows? I'm intrigued, but I'm not. I haven't bought on yet. Although I would like to. I'd like to. There's all the elements that I'd like to grab onto, but I just haven't. I haven't been nabbed at yet from him. I don't know. But that's kind of all the shows that are airing at the moment. I'm really excited, of course, for The Last of Us that's coming this week. And that's gonna be really fun this Sunday. There's really good ratings. I think it's 97%, or maybe it went from 97 to 98%, I believe, and on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's just great signs. I think I talked about it maybe last week in the most anticipated TV shows of the year, but Last of Us is definitely up there, of course. And I am a big zombie guy. I watched the first episode of The Walking Dead up until season 8, in the middle of season 8, and Carl kind of bites the dust. Spoiler alert, my bad. Not really. It's been a couple years. But he shouldn't have bit the dust there. And I jumped out of that show, and I haven't watched a single. Oh, God, I got bots in the thing. How do I do this? Hide user on this channel. I think that did it. I don't know. Oh. All right. I do need a mod. Last of Us. There we go. I think The Last of Us is going to be awesome. I'm ecstatic for it because I think it's going to take that zombie show that I really loved and bring it back. I never played the games for The Last of Us, so don't really know what's going to happen there. But with the expectations that everybody else has that has played those games and how much they tell me they love it, my expectations are fairly high themselves, but it's the guy that made Chernobyl that's making The Last of Us, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It seems like one of those HBO just one of those like French kiss, or not French kiss, Chef's Kiss. There we go. Kind of shows that HBO brings out because Wire, Sopranos, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. You know how they do. First season of Westworld, all these different things. They're fantastic when they're on their game, and I think Last of Us is going to be HBO on their game, which once again I'm ecstatic for. But back in the way of films coming out, there aren't really all that many films that have been in theaters that I guess you can't just name off the top of your head at the moment because we are on Movie Tuesday, not TV Tuesday, although I'm going to mention a little bit of TV where I can, of course. But I'm excited for this weekend because on Thursday we'll talk more about the films that are coming out on Thursday because, Friday is not your actual premiere day. Thursday evening, of course, Thursday afternoon are now your premiere days. And that's where you can get ahead of the curve. And, I think those Thursday numbers do count for Friday. But give me, I like to be ahead of the curve where I can be, So that's where I go if I can. So Thursday, I know we got Gerard Butler and Mike Coulter coming out and playing. I know we have House Party, which looks hilarious. And then, there's one more. I can't think of what it is. I feel like I really should know it. I can't think of it. It's a horror movie. It's a devil's conspiracy, something along those lines. And that actually has really great ratings from the people that have reviewed it as of now. And a little horror movie I'm very happy for because I think last week I talked about horror movies and horror TV shows, and there just doesn't look like there's all that much to look forward to this year. I think I'm changing my tune already in the first week of the year with Megan because Megan just I can't. I'll go on about it for too long. Megan was actually a really great movie on so many unexpected levels, and it's so worth the view. So I'm hoping The Devil's Conspiracy, or whatever the title actually is, I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong, I hope that continues this cool little streak. And it's not even a streak yet, but I hope it becomes a streak with this. And I'm looking forward to it because the beginning of the year usually doesn't have as many good movies as you would want. It's kind of where movies go to die sometimes, where people like to say. But 2022 was awesome to begin the year with because we had The Northman, we had Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I can't think of it all that many off the top of my head. Maybe Barbarian was March, maybe it was a little bit before then, but the beginning of the year was great. February and January both had plenty of good movies last year, and I think we're kind of in line with the same this year. I mean, we know we have Ant-Man Quantumania coming in February. I'm pumped. I think we have a good slew of movies coming out periodically, which is nice. Yes, thank you, Shelly. Shelly's only been in a movie theater 3 times in the past 20 years, but she's going tonight for Megan. It'll be an experience. I think you'll really like it. I don't know if those last 3 movies have been horror movies or not, but this will be a fun one. Also, Avatar's so worth it if you haven't seen Avatar yet. But Megan will be really cool. Just not being in a theater for that long and then going in to jump into Megan. You're gonna be terrified and surprised, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I think you're gonna really like it. It's a really fun movie, and I'll gush about it again, probably on Thursday. It's truly unexpected, but really good. Honestly, that's all for me. Last one was A Dog's Life about 5 or 6 years ago. That's not a horror movie. You're in for a treat. You're in for a big treat then, because this is going to be a lot of fun then. Very, very different type of film, and be prepared. Be prepared because it's funny. It's spooky. It's a good family movie. It's just chef's kiss. I almost said French kiss again. Chef's kiss. There we go. It's just fantastic. But I really think that's kind of all from me. I went through all my bullet points pretty fast on this one. Dog's Life with the kid. There you go. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I would not bring a kid into Megan, although it's not a bad horror movie to bring kids into either, honestly. It is PG-13, and I don't know how young of a person I'd bring into this. It depends on what kind of movies young kids would watch, I guess. Because when I was younger, I'd be watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Friday the 13th, Halloween, Hellraiser, all those big fun franchises on AMC every year on whenever, I guess, not the Halloween-a-thon, whatever it is, AMC's 30 Days of Horror, whatever it is. I'd watch that when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. I could go see this back in the day. I don't know if you want to ever get to it nowadays, but it's a fun one. I think it would be a fun one just to go by yourself with a couple friends, maybe with a kid, teen kid, something like that. I don't know where I would cap that age out, but yeah, no, that's probably all that I've got today. I will come back and we'll talk about some good movies coming out this weekend on Thursday, because of course premiere day is Thursday. Also, let me know if y'all can come up with any good titles, because premiere day is not, the movie Tuesday. I love me some movie Tuesdays. Premiere Thursday, premiere day, because movies premiere on Friday technically, but they just release them a little early on Thursday nights. So I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a good little catchy title for Thursday streams, and you can help me out. Let me know. Put them in the comments below. But that's kind of all for me today. I wish I had more for you. Once again, I guess Movie Tuesday for discount tickets Tuesday. Avatar, I've seen enough, so I'm probably not going to go check that out. A Man Called Otto. Part of me is intrigued, not intrigued enough, so I'm still kind of a possibly. If I don't go see it tonight, I might go see it in a morning, kind of cheaper showing, because, yes, movie tickets are cheaper on Tuesday, but if you go before 1 p.m. any day of the week, they're typically cheaper as well. So, a little insider trading there for you. But Megan is a hopefully. I hope I can convince my friends to go see Megan tonight, but it's raining so much in LA. It feels like I'm back in the swamp, back near Texas, in Louisiana area. It feels kind of homey, except my backyard's freaking flooding. It's kind of fun. But Puss in Boots is my most likely. I think $6-7. Go see Puss in Boots on a Tuesday. Get that good childhood reinvigoration going. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong, especially for $6 or $7. Because Puss in Boots was legitimately a great movie as well. I know I've been gushing about Megan a lot in this kind of thing, but in this live stream is what I mean. But Puss in Boots is great. Good family movie, good personal movie, good movie to introduce the concept of death to a young person as well. It's interesting, but it is really, really well done. And like I said earlier, bring me more Shrek, bring me more Puss in Boots. I just want more Eddie Murphy as Donkey, more Mike Myers, and just bring his career back. Let the man be funny again, please, please, please. But that is all for me. So come back Thursday. I think noon 30, 12:30 is kind of Pacific Standard Time, of course, is when we'll kind of shoot for. If you can come up with a cool name for me, or if you can help me come up with a cool name, let me know down below, because I need all the help I can get. And come back to MCubed for more movie loving goodness. And I will see y'all Thursday.